serve as the season pass.
Call these to order, roll call.
Vote.
Here.
Matt Bittner.
Here.
Hopkins.
Here.
Trantham.
Here.
Sharon. Here. Kyle Bittner.
Here.
Riley.
Here.
Most.
Here.
Number 2, petitions by citizens on non-agenda items. One tonight. Number 3, City Clerk, September 8th, 25 utility meeting minutes. Everyone have a copy? That is way late. I thought we were going to tell you that. Very good.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Second, Jordan. Questions, corrections for Michelle? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 4, Community Relations Coordinator.
Just have a couple things tonight. The first one being, of course, Saturday was Pumpkin Fest, and we had near perfect weather for the event. So great crowds, wonderful day, very smooth sailing. I just want to thank everybody for everything and helping putting on such a great day for our community. Everything went very well. So pleased that another year we had such a good turnout. And actually, I wanted to share a story. After we were all done cleaning up, needed to grab a bite to eat, so we went into happy hour. And a couple approached us. We were still in our Pumpkin Fest shirts, and they were with a group of people there. And they said, "Oh, were you vendors at the event today?" And I said, "No." I said, "We're with the City of Waterloo. This is the one event a year that we organize." And she just kept going conversation and said, "Oh my gosh, A+ event. We just absolutely love it. We're not from here." And she said, "A few years ago, we came down to Waterloo for a derby at the fair, and we just love your town so much that we wanted to come back, and we saw the fall festival, Pumpkin Fest, and we attended." And she said, "Now we come every single year." They're from Springfield, Illinois.
Oh, that's a heck of a drive.
They stay at the Sunset Motel. They say they're treated like royalty there. They love it because it's so close to downtown. They can come and walk over for the festival. They say, "We don't have things like this where we are, and we just love it so much." They bring their whole group. They were asking, where can we see live music after this? They went to Vintage Wine Bar for some live music later that night. So it just shows not only how good this is for our own community, but it does have quite the draw from around. I know being at the registration table, I heard several people say that they came over from St. Louis area. So I think it is a really good thing for us for tourism as well as for the community. So I just thought I would share that story because it is a really good thing for Waterloo. And we will definitely keep it going. So thank you again, everybody. It takes a whole team to get that event put on, and it definitely is a good thing. The kids really enjoy it. Families enjoy it. I think there's something for everybody. So until next year, we will just... Oh, I did give you some feedback too, if you didn't see that. Just some emails, messages, preview of what I've seen. So I thought you all would be interested to see that too. So now we move on to the next things, right? So I have also some upcoming events. I gave you a list of those. This Thursday is another really big event for Waterloo. It's the Witches Night Out that is planned by the Chamber and Explore Waterloo. So that's a pretty big crowd that comes out for that. We'll play music over the speakers downtown, and all the witches and warlocks will be around. Another thing to note, a couple ribbon cuttings coming up if you would like to attend. Limitless Chiropractic, although they've been in town for a little while, they have a new owner. So the new owner wants to celebrate that and have a ribbon cutting on the 28th at 2. And then our trunk or treat we will still have. It's a Friday night, so I'm expecting a pretty large crowd for that one as well. On Halloween night from 5:30 to 7:30. We usually have the PD and Mayor Darter there to hand out goodies to the kids, and we have chili there by Quality, it's not Collision, Quality Auto Care now, I think is what they're called. Just all the people that come, the EMS are usually there, fire department, so it's a lot of fun. And then November 4th at 10, there's a ribbon cutting at Salt of the Earth Wellness, a new business at 210 North Market. November 10th, last meeting I said it was tentative, but we have finalized our Veterans Day program will be November 10th at 6:30 p.m. So note for the utility meeting for November will be on that Wednesday, because then we're closed on Tuesday, and so we'll have our meeting on Wednesday. And then for Veterans Day, we have the laying of the wreath at the Veterans Memorial. And then I just put a couple of save the dates on there for some holiday events coming up. Any questions on those events? No? And then the last thing I have for tonight is it's time to renew the 2026 Visitor's Guide ad, if we would like to do that, with the Tourism Times. Same price as last time. They didn't up it or anything. A full page is normally $5,500. With our membership, we get a 60% discount, so the total cost is $2,200. It gets paid out of the hotel motel tax fund. And it's an annual publication, of course. 70,000 copies are printed and distributed, along with a digital ad campaign that they run. So I just want to know if we're all okay with doing that again this year. Is everybody all right with that?
Yeah.
Gary?
Yes.
You're okay? Everybody over here?
Yep.
Good? Okay. Then I will put that on the council meeting agenda for approval at the next meeting. And that is all I have, unless anybody has questions for me.
Not a question, but just
Yeah.
thanks. I mean,
Oh.
fantastic event. A lot of great work done by yourself, the rest of the city, mayor, et cetera. So
Actually, the coordination and organization and execution of this all belongs to Sarah with a lot of volunteers. She also has her entire family there. Josh basically gets in order to take everything
He
done.
has ordered around a lot.
But it was a really long day,
Yeah.
but it was really, really worth it. We appreciate it very much.
With the city council and management, and we also have a really great committee of people that have been with me several years. They know what they're doing now. It really helps run smoothly. So it's really great to have a great team. So I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Tricia?
Okay, so just a few updates for everybody. We did hire a new sewer plant operator. He began today. His name is Perry Batten, and so he started today. Also, we hired an underground utilities operator who began today as well, Bill Carter. So Both of them started today with us. I'm excited to have both of them. They both bring a lot to the table, so I think it's two definitely good hires. We posted to develop an eligibility list for probationary police officers on September 5th, and we accepted applications through October 3rd, and we received 8 completed applications. So those have now been turned over to the commissioners. And then we did hold a flu shot vaccine here at the clinic, or here at City Hall, and we had 20 staff and family participate. We are currently meeting with and hearing proposals from insurance brokers for our healthcare, looking at different options or options just in general for 2026. And we have purchased Connect Team for timekeeping. Sarah might talk a little bit about that, but we're getting everyone uploaded now, and we'll begin using that in November. Anybody have any questions for me? Okay.
Thank you. Sarah?
Here's this, if you wouldn't mind looking over it and just kind of passing it down. So as many of you are probably aware of, we had Locus 8 training take place last Thursday and Friday. We had Greg, who's the application developer, who came in, who did the first round of training with our utility billing and the front desk. It was a lot of information. He's probably going to have to come back again. Towards the end of the month, we have training with our accounts payable and payroll, and I would like for him to come in maybe they're here on Monday and Tuesday. I would like for him to come in on Wednesday, Thursday, and then we would just start running everybody together and doing the mirroring from that point. He came in and gave us tons of really good information, tons of stuff that we could have been doing, that we're going to start doing, a lot of new features that Locus 8 has to offer. A few of them that have been, that were available on Locus 7 that we're going to start using whenever Locus 8 comes around, because I think it's gotten a little bit easier to use for the business office, is some scanners for whenever they're taking in payments instead of hand keying, because that's what we currently do. We hand key everything. We'll end up scanning. And all of the equipment that goes with it is relatively cheap, just purchased from Amazon. All of the clerks will have it, scan the bill, which you'll see a barcode at the bottom of that bill. They'll scan it, it'll populate the bill, they'll verify the amount, post the bill. There's receipt printers for customers whenever they come in. Instead of doing the old school handwriting receipts, we can start accepting the payment, printing the receipts, so going a little bit more up to date with that aspect. I gave you guys a copy of what our new bills will probably look like. They are changing. We can make alterations to what those look like. We can add QR codes, which I probably would like to do. Put a QR code on there so people can hop on, easily get to their bill if they want to pay online. We could put notices on the bills on how they can go to our website, or how they can sign up for auto billing to save the fees. There is an option for outsourcing our mailing. I'm looking into that. I want to reach out to the city of Anna. That's who Greg referred me to. He said they've been using a company for their bill mailing, and it is a huge cost savings to the city of Anna because they get full rate for their mailing. I know we do mail currently our mayor's newsletter with our bills, but it's something that they can do as well. So we would just email a copy. I know I need to get the cost of all of it. There's a lot of money that goes into here with mailing the bills, with the postage machine, the blue goo that you put in it to seal the envelope. time that it takes, the cost of the envelope, the postage, 74 cents a piece. So I'm going to work on getting some costs together to see how, what we can save potentially on getting that out of here. There is going to be, which I'm pretty excited about, a customer portal that Locust 8 offers where people can go in and view and pay their bill. There are some other features in the customer portal that JR probably, are you going to talk about that tonight?
Just briefly.
Okay. That will be really great for the customers and for the city. Any questions so far?
So the example, I don't know what live data would look like, but there was no consumption totals. Would that be on there?
That will be on there, yep. But that's also going to be something that's going to be on the portal too that people can view, that JR can talk about.
Doesn't Invoice Cloud already have that?
Invoice Cloud does have it, but I think that, and if people still want to go to Invoice Cloud and look at it, this is a free feature that people will have with Locust 8 that will have a lot more information than just that. So if people decide to go ahead and sign up for it, they can, or they can just keep doing it the way that they have been. I think it just might streamline it a little bit better. I think that's it for Locust 8. Everybody, the office staff, we were very overwhelmed with a lot of information in a short period of time. I know he talked to JR too about making adjustments to work orders and to kind of clean up some stuff to make the work orders a little bit better for the guys out in the community and for the office staff for better communication. So I think it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, a difficult adjustment, but I think it's going to be very well worth it in the end. And I know whenever we talked about it, the fee it's slightly lower. There's no new fees for joining to switch over to Locust 8. So we did pay in June for our annual subscription. Next year it'll just be a little bit cheaper. So annually we're going to go down, and it seems like it's going to be a lot better. This Wednesday, we have a training session with Connect Teams. Trisha, myself, JR, and probably the chief will sit in and start gathering all of the information on how we need to set it up. My goal was to have all of it going at the same time. That might not happen. I would like to try to get some data put in there so whenever Catherine comes at the end of the month, we can start playing around with it. We have a live representative here to make sure that everything kind of goes seamlessly. But I think that that's going to be a really nice feature for all of the employees too, because they'll have everything in the palm of their hands. They're going to get to put their time requests off. They're going to be able to see their schedules, their time off, how much accrued time that they have on the books. And it'll be really nice for both JR and myself and for the police chief to not have to sit there and hand approve hundreds of, for JR, time off requests. So it'll take a lot of time off of JR's hands. The grocery tax ordinance has been received by the Department of Revenue, and it is currently under review. They said that we'll get notice from their legal team when it's accepted, but I did want to let you guys know it was submitted, everything was submitted properly, and it's just currently under review. Our audit is almost finished, so we should have the financial statements in probably at the end of this month, beginning of next month for everybody to review. Shuffle Boyle's been here quite a bit here in person, gathering all of the information that they needed, so that's going very well. A couple meetings ago, I did talk about getting a quote from Worthy Insurance. I think that I've sent them everything that I possibly could. I should be getting something in from them, hopefully in the next week or two, and then Worthy and IML can both come in and present their quotes, and we can decide which route we're going to go. So as soon as I hear back from Worthy, I'll schedule something with the insurance committee so we can start looking over that. And then one last thing that I wanted to kind of touch base on, because we went over it with Locust 8. On our pink bills that we send out, we currently don't charge, there's no kind of penalty or service fee whenever we send those out to the customers. This past month, like today, we sent out 240 pink letters to customers. And at 74 cents per piece, that's $177 just in postage that we send out for our pink letters. I didn't know if we would want to maybe start including a fee on pink letters, or if you guys would want to just keep on doing it the way that we are.
Kind of feels like kicking people in the back.
Yeah.
Is the reconnection fee not part of?
Well, that's only for people who
Right.
we actually disconnect.
Oh,
We do
okay,
that.
yeah,
So
you're right.
we just, at the beginning of the month, we do, after the 5th, there's a late fee that's assessed to all of the invoices that are late.
Right.
But whenever we go and turn around and do the pink bills, we don't do anything. I just wanted to let everybody know that we don't do anything, and if we would want to do something, we could. So, if the option, if it's no, then I'm just gonna let it go.
It's a process that we go through every month.
It's a timely process. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of time, but again, you decide whether we want to. And probably once you send that, the statistics to all of the aldermen, and then we'll revisit that at that time.
I think that is it. So if anybody has any questions for me. Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
We look forward to having Connect Team and local.
Me too.
What's up, Chief?
Everything's always
I
on.
think you made it this fast.
Everything's always on. Didn't you know that?
Just moves around the ring like that.
Here's what I'm changing.
I just wanted to bring up. Not sure where that came from. Over the weekend, there was a social media post in reference to dog bite. Kind of the small of the incident was there was two separate parties walking their dogs down the street. One of the dogs got loose from the owner, or from the handler, I should say, not the owner, and attacked some other dogs. Our officers were called. They handled it appropriately. They talked to both sides, ended up getting photographs of the dog injuries. And even went as far as the next day, reached out to both sides again just to see how everybody was doing. And the victim dogs said that they were going to take them to the vet this week, and then follow up later with our officer as far as if they were wanting to pursue any type of city ordinance charges for the dog being off the leash, basically. So, kind of just waiting on that. That's kind of where we're at now. Just wanted to kind of clarify if anybody had any questions on that.
So actually, we do have the appropriate ordinances that the person actually whose dogs were attacked did call the police. That is the correct thing to do.
Yes.
And our officer handled it. There were no citations issued because the person who called hadn't quite decided what they wanted to do yet. So,
Yeah, so we're just waiting for contact again with the victim, supposedly later on this week, probably.
the victim's owner, not the victim.
Right.
So the sergeant on duty at the time reached out to me yesterday about this. Also followed up when he was not on duty today to update me in case the gentleman was here and present.
Yeah, he went above and beyond. For sure.
Very much so. I mean, the remedies that are being requested really seem civil in nature and not something that the police department can achieve. But as far as like community support and going above and beyond, I mean, he is 100% doing that at this time.
Absolutely. Okay. Real short then, our senior academy, this will be the third week. It started 2 Wednesdays ago. We had 51 people sign up for it. Both weeks there's been 42 people that have attended. So it's a very good turnout. It's been very successful. I haven't heard any complaints, and everybody seems to be enjoying it so far. So a few more weeks left, and will be the graduation. That's always the fun part. And then also, real quick, the Gator, we reached out to Side Stricker Novi, and it's been put on order, and they say the latest will be here first part of December. So they're hoping a little sooner, but we've also ordered the lights and everything. The other stuff is rolling too, so it's just kind of a matter of getting that in and getting everything else up and running with it.
Okay, so we did have a Gator that didn't start Saturday morning,
Yes.
and also had an issue with brakes. So I don't know. Is there? We trade in equipment, buy equipment. I don't know how old. Is that the oldest Gator?
Well, I know that there's two diesels, but I know one of the diesels is the oldest probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one that we had issues with is the oldest one.
Is the oldest one. We probably should look to see if that's something we want to trade in to get something newer. We set downtown ready to go, and it doesn't start. And also we have chocks under the wheels because the brakes don't work still, or properly still.
I did run and get a battery jump pack, and we got it started.
You were very quick.
There's a 5-minute delay.
It was a small delay.
Right. All of the riders were very nice about it.
Yeah. All right. All right, thank you.
You got pictures?
I got 50.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is for the month. We had
Animated or just pictures?
no, we got everything.
Yeah, you did. You
Got
got video?
No videos. Oh, we had 20 new construction inspections. Of those, 2 of those I had to re-inspect. 18 inspections, 5 re-inspections, 16 dumpster permits were issued, 2 motor vehicle notices, 11 property violations. Of those 11, 10 of them have been taken care of or almost done. We got 1 that's in foreclosure, so I don't see nothing happen with that one. And no ordinance tickets were issued. This was brought to my attention on a Friday, so I took a notice out. This is alley behind Walnut Street. This is what it looked like Monday morning when I got back to work. So they took care of it over the weekend. Thank you, whoever that is. Rural Kings parking lot had numerous complaints about this. This is on the north side by the strip mall between that and the bank. Big pothole. Another one by the entrance. They've got numerous holes they've been patching. Oops. One too many there. And some more inside the parking lot. I was informed by the manager that they are getting the parking lot next year, so
Cool.
shouldn't be an issue no more. Had a notice for this one of the violations for plates. On the left, you can see there's a Ford Taurus. Had the plates ran and had been stickers since 2002. I got actually a text on a Sunday night about this, so I got on that first thing Monday morning. And on the right was Wednesday, and I received a text back on Tuesday night. They got the car out of there, so it's gone.
Good.
This is another one on First Street Apartments. The original owner was actually from Dupo. We sold the car, but the plates weren't removed, so he got the notice sent to him in Dupo. He got it on that Friday. He called me Friday morning. Picture on the left is Monday morning. He got his plates back, and the car's back in the parking lot, and the parking lot on the left is empty. So,
Reassembles.
yeah. The Love the Loose sign had a little issue with some breaking welds. So they sent us some epoxy, the manufacturer did. Couldn't get it to work, the gun wasn't proper, so I went to the lumberyard, got some epoxy there, a couple clamps, and a few hours later, and that's what it looks like now. And it should fade back out, fresh paint once it wears out a little bit. But we got it fixed, so nobody's gonna get their hands cut or nothing like that, so.
We now love the loot again.
Yep. Nobody's been down. This is a picture of the generator that's on 9/11. That's when the day after they poured the base. 9/23 is after the generator's been set. On the end, they're working on the exhaust stack. A lot of concrete, a lot of rebar going in down there. This is a fuel storage tank. On the left is what looks like a little rebar that's about 3 foot thick of concrete. I think they had 72 yards on that pour.
Wow.
So, yeah. That's when they poured it. They just poured it last week. That's the complete setup at the first part there on the left. And the bolts sticking up, that's what actually holds the stack down. That's what took them so long, because they had to make sure that was lined up completely with the generator. I've been hanging out down here taking pictures, so if anybody wants them, I got a whole file full of pictures. This is back from the storm on 316. This is on out in Ludell, down on the end of Kevin Street. That's what it looked like before. And then this is some of Brad's pictures. We had a complaint with the trees on the right. It took a while with the heat, but the homeowner did get it cleaned up, and this is what it looks like the 22nd, and this is the 25th.
That was due to the storm.
Yep, from that storm that went through. This is where it went right through. And this is the homeowner that lived right next to it. His steps got tore completely down. Had a little problem with the builder. Step on the right, he's only got 4 1/4 inch step on the bottom one down, and the top is 10 3/8. The only reason I found that out is because I almost fell when it come down. On the right, he ended up taking it apart, raising the platform up 3 inches, redid all the handrails. So now we're back to approximately 7 1/4 inches on both upper and lower platforms. On the weekend of the 28th, Nate got called to this house because the police got called because of a medical emergency. He condemned it. Got a lot of stuff going on with it. This is what the inside looks like. And there's just some siding, a lot of stuff outside, and some more of that. I have talked to the homeowners. They're in their 80s. They plan on finding out what they got to do to get the renters' personal property out of it. And once they get that taken care of, they're going to clean it up. And I told them, when they get it cleaned up, I can come over and tell them what they need to do to get it up to standards to rent. If they get it to rent standards, then they can sell the house again. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you see anything with the door?
I did talk to them. That property got. They haven't voted yet. I was out there this afternoon.
Got it.
Take that picture.
Sure did. No changes tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, everybody's enjoying their day.
You gonna ruin it?
No. I'm not gonna ruin things, so.
I wouldn't even think that was an option.
To go with what Sir Deutsch was talking about, there's a lot of negativity around. I think the Pumpkin Fest, that was very successful. Good job to everybody. Some of you may or may not know, I'm from Sycamore, Illinois, where the original Pumpkin Fest is from, and that's where Waterloo's Pumpkin Fest came from, and I think they would be proud of what's going on here. So good job to everybody. Got a couple fast gators driving, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
No, good job with that.
I was sold molasses. Hoppy though. I don't think he needs a break. I think he just
It was a good event.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, I'm going to start with the water plant, water facilities, just a brief update. Similar to last month, we're running about 185 milligrams per liter on the water hardness. We continue to operate out of wells 2 and 3. Hopefully we're working on a solution. We're currently working on a solution to operate well 1 and hope to have more information next week or so. And then we're getting close on the operating costs. We went over with the mayor, Nathan, last week, a little bit more in detail on what that's costing us, and it's very promising where we're going with it. So that's exciting. And again, the operating logs are on our website, and Sarah Deutsch posted that early October for the September 1. Just a brief update on the water leaks. We still continue to receive a few water leaks here and there. Meeting and communicating with residents, similar to last month, just kind of reporting a lot of the same things. Other than, we're currently reviewing and monitoring. Nathan and I verified the interconnects to make sure there wasn't a surge on the system and everything's closed on that. investigating everything that we can. Pressure gauges, we installed 4 pressure gauges at various residents throughout the city. Jordan Riley has one on his house, and I've been coordinating with him. His pressure at your house ranges not very much.
It's at 85 and 90. How's that?
So, and that's
It's a big difference if you want some.
That's a good question. I didn't check that yet.
so. So that what it's showing us is wherever the tower's at. Like I reported earlier about that 3.5 psi difference, basically. We took the water tower even down below the old tower as well, and then up fairly high. So just kind of monitoring that as time goes on. So continue to do outreach and research, and then we perform some additional testing. Just trying to make sure cover all our bases and everything yields the same as what we've been seeing from the wells up to various residential homes, elevated tower, City Hall. These are the examples here for City Hall and the elevated tower. Everything's you see it. I don't know if you can't see it, but 10.4 grains here at City Hall and 12 grains. And when I say grains, that's the hardness that most people are familiar with. On a water softener, that's the grain. So that's about 180 milligrams per liter plus or minus.
How often do we test for hardness?
5 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, it's kind of moving on to our roadway projects, the concrete slab and sidewalk replacement project that's going on. I think it's been fairly successful, moving through a lot of that, doing a lot of work in the various subdivisions, replacing slabs and sidewalks, some of the curb ramp, ADA type of things. So those are important, removing those barriers, improving the ADA ramps. Villa Court and Griner Drive, still working on that, coordinating with the property owners. I don't know if you guys have heard anything from them.
I haven't, but do you need me to get in touch with anyone?
Yeah,
to move this
I'd
along?
really like to see where the board and what their direction is.
Have you got in touch with all the other businesses?
Craig Neff Lauren keep playing phone tag, so I'll continue to follow up with him. But I'm really trying to develop a board and probably get the next step. There, Southview Villas, Nathan and I talked about that last week, researching some of the options, some of the zoning requirements, make sure we're within the requirements that we need to be there. 4th Street, with pothole for utilities, and then we can get that to the engineering team to verify that we don't have any conflicts and issues with construction. And then we're going to hone in on some of the drainage, try to pick up some additional drainage on 4th Street instead of going down 3rd Street and other streets as well. So looking, capitalizing on that when that street's removed. North Dodger Street extension, we did an access control resolution, if you remember, probably about 6 months ago. The county is looking to revise that. When I say the north extension up there, to minimize the access controls to be in line with more what we did with the Wilkie property, where it's the acreage, a certain acreage, and allowing for an access point. So they've got some conflicting information in their resolution versus their ordinance, and we just want to clean it up and clean up ours as well. And it's been nice being able to work with Mark. Mark's been, obviously going down and inspecting some of the turbine-related stuff on our project down there. So this is the exciting project, as everybody knows or should know. We delivered September 18th. This is it being set on the foundation. Just various components being installed. This will be fairly tall. It's about 3 stories high. And for the perspective of, there's another picture here, just the people working around it. We are a little bit behind schedule on it, but we're looking at ways to improve the schedule to be up and running by the early January next year is the plan, making it for commercially available. Just a couple more pictures there. And another good thing that we had is Purple Wave, the auction of equipment and vehicles. Received a check last week for $109,000 for I think it was 5 or 6 pieces of equipment. We're going to do another round here fairly soon. I know we got some police vehicles that may or may not be on there. But, I believe everybody knows that gas meeting is October 12th up here before city council meeting. You should have received notice for that.
20th?
20th.
October 20th. We're migrating over to the Outlook Office 365. With them, I've provided email addresses to Mary Regis. We're working through that. I guess what's coming up next, updating the work order system, like Sir Craig mentioned, just making it more streamlined because I've got various questions about data, some of the data-driven analysis we have for the water leaks and that type of stuff. So we're modifying to get to track the resolution a little bit better. It's hard to click on every little work order to see what was done. So we're making some improvements there, and then also we have a mobile platform available to us, so we'll let the crews enter the information in the field and add pictures. We can add pictures on our side. The resident can provide us a picture and/or the resolution as well. So that's exciting there. And then also the customer portal. I think this stems from just seeing what usage a customer has on their water, their electric and gas. Working with the Locust guy there, Craig, implementing something. There's the customer portal, and then it'll grab the data out of our system real time. I think we're going to look at doing about every hour, so it's available to be able to see what their usage is. Some of it stems from the water leaks, but a toilet running, burning about 6 gallons every 15 minutes sometimes. So the customer can look at that on their own instead of us calling or notifying them. So it'll be good and alleviate some of the stuff that we do, allowing some of the customers to be able to monitor that.
A lot of times customers basically are residents. If we call them about a possible water leak, they're not really receptive on that. But if they can actually view that on their own, their discovery method on that may help us.
So more to come on that. Exciting things on staffing. Like Tricia said, folks were hired this morning. I'm really excited to bring them on board and bring the skill set to the city. Help us grow. So, any questions or comments for me?
Yeah. I have a question on the North Rogers extension.
Yes, sir.
Is the county still on track to start that and the country club straightening out? Are we still planning on doing that?
I would say they're in the right-of-way phase. Acquiring right-of-way, that'll be the longest lead time item here. I don't have the latest update hearing on that project. But
Sure.
I believe it's a little bit behind.
Okay.
And perhaps not even a little bit. So.
Sure.
Anyone else? Good.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Crable?
Huh?
No slideshow, but we'll start with follow-up from last month. If everyone remembers or read the meeting minutes, we talked about the fluoride sample that was taken with the IOC on the second quarter. We sent in a confirmation sample. That sample was less than the registering value. I called, so I had a big difference. I called Kristen at IEPA, and we talked it out, and she basically took the two values, split the difference, the average of it. So I'm not sure exactly why they had 2.33 fluoride level in the second quarter, but all of our field testing is around 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So
All well within our requirements.
yeah, all well within it. So we can move forward with that. The fluoride gets tested every month. So any questions on that?
What's the maximum you can have? Maybe,
Jared, do we know what the violation is? Is it 2 milligrams per liter?
I don't know offhand.
I know 2.33 would have been a violation.
Would have been a violation.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking we're somewhere around that 2 mark. So. Okay. We ended the third quarter sample period with.
Nathan, it's not that wouldn't be a violation, it's just a public notice.
It's a public notice.
I want to clear that, it's not, we wouldn't get a violation, I think if,
So that would trigger a public notice?
That's correct.
Right.
Just like if there's, an unknown contaminant or something.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
it's not a violation.
Right. Yep. Correct. Third quarter sample period ended at the end of September. All of our samples, as far as I know, they all look good. No one's notified us of any issues with any of our sampling. So fourth quarter started beginning October. CERTOP has submitted two samples already, so we're off to the races strong on the fourth quarter. AOP will be at the water plant end of this month. That's what they're projected. They have some housekeeping things to do. One of the bigger items is to, under a warranty item, replace one of the 4 aeration blower motors on top of the detention tank. They'll be working on, that's their biggest ticket for being here. They had a malfunction months ago. It's something that we don't need all 4 of them running. So it's a redundant thing, but we do run all 4 when we can. So we have 3 running. They're going to fix this 4th one. I believe it's a motor swap. So, and then a couple other things. They're going to work on an alternative piping on the sand hopper ventilation system, and I'm having them do a couple small disconnects for the reactor, so we can make minor adjustments, make tightening fittings a little bit easier by more disconnects. So they might be here for other things that CERTOP might have a list as well, but those were kind of my items on that. Looks like as far as a chloroform, your back tees, Cole and I have been working together on submitting a upstream and downstream alternative sample site for our 10 chloroform sites. EPA is wanting alternative sites in case one fails. We can, within 24 hours, hit these other sample sites up. So we're submitting some more paperwork to EPA.
That's just redundant sites in case we have an issue.
Yeah, if we have an issue, we have an issue. This is what they want us to do. So EPA is always working, coming out with, hey, we need this, and that's our job, is to make sure we stay on top of it for them. Our OSHA compliancy division, they'll be here Wednesday this week. If you remember, that was part of, it's a free program that OSHA puts it on. And they're going to come in, we're going to go through departments, and they are going to give us any other feedback. It's all feedback, it's for the client, us. So they're not here to write up violations or anything like that. They're here to help us. It's a free program. Why wouldn't you take advantage of it? So, and that also helps with when OSHA was here this spring. That also helps and coordinate with them. So they know that we're trying and making sure we're on top of everything on that. So 3rd Street, just a quick update. Ornamental Iron, they're fabricating the rails as we speak. They met with all the homeowners, came up with, showed us what our base handrail is. If they wanted something more, the homeowner would pay for it. And according to Chris, everything's going really good. So he's happy. Homeowners have been pretty receptive with them.
When's that supposed to be complete?
Contract is mid-November. So, about a month. That's all I have.
Hey, Dave, has, speaking of Third Street, Mr. Gidley's situation down there, is that still hanging or?
Physically, it's unchanged.
Okay.
Except for TWM did put the agreed upon property pins. They installed those. So we get our 20-foot alley back, or Salisbury Street, however you want to call it. So that's done. So everyone's agreed upon. I'm assuming Mr. Gidley is. He kind of said, okay, I guess this is what we are at. Our next step is to get Mr. Gidley to move his property to that line. So if you remember, there's blocks and stuff like that in the roadway now. So that's what we're working on.
Were you asking about that, or you were asking about the drainage?
Well, that's good to know because I'd been involved in that earlier, but basically he brought that drainage issue, the elbow or whatever.
He called me a couple weeks ago and said that he's going to take it in his own hands. And we don't have to the city doesn't have to get involved with it.
Okay.
I believe what he's going to do is elbow it, 90 it to the west between his house and right away, and he's going to shoot it out by Salisbury Street.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Okay.
Roberta?
I had a very busy month with 24 permits. 4 of those were residential, 11 accessory, 8 excavation, and 1 commercial. The 4 residential ones were, that's incorrect. I forgot to update that. That is incorrect. The 1103 Waymaker Lane, 9,000 square foot house would definitely not fit on those lots, so that is incorrect. 412 Hayden Drive, 723 Rimlock Drive, and 1123 Waymaker Lane. We, for accessory permits, had a couple sheds, egress windows. We did have 3 that were just change of use, so they used to be condos, and they were changed to multifamily. Is that what it was, Nate?
Yep.
Multifamily. It makes it easier for her to sell because she's no longer in the landlord business. Couple of pools, 3 sheds, 2 decks, finished basement. Excavation. There were, if you notice, there are, that 1616 Lakeview Drive is on there twice. That was because one company did the permit and then outsourced it again, and they were required to also pull a permit because they would not be covered under the previous company's insurance. Marketplace Drive, 100 Front Street, 442 Paul, 530 Legacy, 8 David Street, 12 David Street, 727 Rimlock, and then 1616 Lakeview again. A couple of these were operating without a permit, and Nate busted them over the weekend. So they did receive citations and had to apply for their permits after the fact. For the one on Marketplace, they submitted an application and then deviated from the site plan, which also is not allowed either, because they don't know where the utilities are that they're digging around. We had 1 commercial permit. This was for Mamas on Plaza and the other half of Family Video. And current projects, we have no planning commission meeting tonight. We will probably have one for November for Rimlock Phase 7. sign variance at the Parrot Head Perch. Currently, for permits, we've got 1 residential, 2 excavation, 0 commercial, 1 accessory, and 0 sign. In Remington Ridge, they're still working on their infrastructure. They've done a couple new lateral tests for the ones that failed when TWM was out there. They passed, but they still have a couple more to fix. But they are working on storm sewer, and they're chugging along. Quail Ridge installed streets last week. They did around 500 yards of concrete from top to bottom. They did 1/2 of the street. They still need to do the other side sometime this week.
What's the base on that street? Under the concrete.
So it's dirt underneath, and they put Codel on the top level of the surface level of the dirt, a couple inches.
What's Codel?
It is like a lime material, and it makes it incredibly hard. We did a roll test, so a dump truck drove over it with 15 tons of rock in it, and I walked up and down 3 times and watched the dirt to make sure the truck didn't sink or crack the road at all, so that we would know when the concrete was poured that the road, the surface level or sub-level would be strong enough to hold it. So they, DMS was the company doing this. They had a new machine out there doing this, and it was pretty interesting to watch. You can see all the guys out there, and on the top, you can see like pillars on the top of the machine. It was all laser levels, and they were posted up all around the road. And if one went down, the entire machine would shut down, which did happen. Mark was out there for that. But the machine it essentially runs itself, and these guys just stay behind it and do the finishing of the concrete all along. It was interesting. My video wouldn't load, but it went very, very slow, but fast at the same time. It was weird to see. Like, they went a lot faster than you would think. It was done in a day. So they did half. Mark and I had to stay out there, switch spots all day with a Nate invented tool that we would stick out, and it would check the depth of the concrete in the center. It had to be at least 7 inches deep. So we would just check every truck or so, concrete truck. You can kind of see in this picture, the concrete trucks are just stacked, just waiting, and they're dumping in front of it, and they're going within that machine and vibrating and smoothing it out on the other side. So it's interesting to watch. And you can see all the rebar and whatnot in this picture that's lined up in front of it all the way down to go within the concrete. They had guys in front spraying concrete to keep it wet, but not too wet because dry concrete's better for roads. But then at the end of the day, when the machine went down, what they bring in and had to vibrate, they had to bring a track go in to loosen the concrete back up because it got too hard while the machine was being fixed. It was a little bit of a cluster, but they got it figured out and got it done in a day. So, and they will be back this week.
The first time we've seen it used in Waterland?
Yes.
They have those same machines, but they have a string line on the side that the machine follows. This is just a different one where they don't have to put the string line out. It all runs off of GPS and satellite systems.
If you can't really see it here, but like right here, there's a computer that the salesmen were out there with and they would just stand next to it and mess with it and check settings and just scoot along with it as it was working. But these are the lasers that I had mentioned. They just had tripods up alongside the road with other lasers on it that bounced off each other. And it was neat. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. would just like to thank everyone that helps this year with the Pumpkin Fest and all of the other years in the past, and all of the other volunteers that we get that are not city related, to the chamber, folks who have actually been volunteering forever. It's fun. It's a long day. We had a great time, and Sarah, thank you again for that. Committee reports, September 15, 25 Ordinance Committee.
You should all have the minutes that Michelle handed out. They look good to me, but I need a motion to approve.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Most.
Mr. Chairman, on item number 3, Alderman Trantham made the motion for technology repositioning where license plates could be read. There's no vote recorded. All I have to do is add the sentence, the motion passed unanimously.
There wasn't a motion made. He just made the comment that he proposed that there should be license plate recognition technology
Okay.
on that. But there wasn't a
motion.
There wasn't a motion made. This was just where the mayor was talking about updating everybody on the secure oneself, and Alderman Trantham had just said that he was proposing that the cameras have the LPR on there, and that they should be positioned to where they could read plates, and how beneficial it is if you have a plate number. And correct me if I'm wrong, Alderman Trantham.
That's it.
But there wasn't a motion made. And the wording probably could be changed, because it does sound like it was proposal, but he was just making a comment.
Never go on.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved.
B, September 15, 25 Drainage Committee.
I reviewed it, looks pretty good to me. This was basically talking about Mr. Gidley's water drainage issue, which it sounds like he's going to be taking care of it himself as of tonight. I'm looking for a motion to approve it.
Make that motion.
Thanks, Gary.
I'll second.
Thanks, Ted. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Number 15, executive session for the purpose of discussion regarding the purchase of property as per 5 ILCS 120/2C5. May I have a motion to adjourn this session?
I'll make that motion.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
And we will discuss this.
I guess we're coming back up, right, later?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Mayor. Want me in that meeting?
Yes, please.
That one house right in that box there.
How much did it cost? I'm pretty sure we did.
Better double check that. 'Cause you don't need to-
You're welcome. I'm going to disconnect from our
We gotta wipe
right
on
here,
ours.
Jim.
Sure.
just to see what it does.
Sure.
I don't think we got a wiper.
Yeah, most of them other two had.
Do it.
Yeah, it's just,
We got a windshield, so maybe.
yeah, you probably gotta wait for that. But you have one more power steering. Did you have it slow?
I'm sure we did, because, I mean, we sat down, we read off every option available. Yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no. I can't imagine I said no to not power steering.
What question? You know, they get.
Different heat valve from the winter.
There was that definition.
You're just going, pull. At least, I think they're pretty easy to put on and off, aren't they?
I've never, mine are full doors. Crank up windows, but in the wintertime, really nice.
I don't suspect we use that much snow, maybe for the blow parade.
Yeah.
Maybe not in it. We also use it in the summer, so we could use some AC.
AC is pretty good. Ours is cold. And my wife had to have the power down bed on the rest.
Yeah, we said no to that.
I haven't seen that. We go all out of brush and,
Yeah, if you're gonna use it, sure.
yeah. Oh, we did like.
Is it just the one that pops off?
Yeah. Couldn't afford a brand new one like that.
I've never really shopped around for one.
Well, we got it right now. We bought a brand new, about 36,000. Ours is a 22. That's 600 hours. 9,000 miles. Not a lot of miles.
Didn't know you
So it was driven down the woods and stuff. I could go well, but it was underneath that washout.
I don't see them anymore.
They don't see much dirt now. Each one is around the road down the side drive, we did the chickens and across the bridge back up. Sometimes on the subdivision with our grandmother. I don't know if that HH here from subdivision. There's 6-inch lights going up bumper, that bumper on it. You don't need a headlight when you turn it on. Oh, it's a little $29. They're cheaper than $300 ones down here. One at the match the switch. That's smart. I got my little switch between the seats.
I had one on my GT that was driving like this. And I had two settings. I had a low. I think there's 3 rows of lights. Got a row, low. She didn't feel that long. If you flip that low, didn't even know it's on. So like if you're driving with the headlights on, like you couldn't even tell the difference. You didn't add anything. When you did right, I mean, it would have to all the streets. I mean, it would. It was just a little bitty thing. But they're bright, man. They're bright.
But it had halogens in there, and it was just, it was horrible. I told the wife, so I got the LED bulb, and then the right side was shiny goofy, so I put it's got the spring, it's missing the spring adjustment, so I put that in, it got that looking good. I put them other ones on, you can see the headlights when you turn them on, because they go out a little bit more. But that other one's just, like you said, it's just, it's not, you can see everything in front of you.
pretty close together. They kind of look, they look kind of pretty cool with that. Chasing. That's awesome. Thank you.
Mikey, Captain Mikey? Where isn't that word? Mr. Fire? Yeah, I saw him at Walgreens.
Sleuth. Washington.
I think it's Washington.
Communications. Cigarette trash. Start a fire. Hold up.
Well, he must have got some pretty bad smoke.
Yeah, he was all.
So he was in Walgreens picking something up for him. He sounded terrible.
Saw him last Thursday. He was all.
Choices made it a long first thing on my life. To me, I feel like it's in a situation.
It's a networking game.
Nope, we're hoping, in coordination with the county on that. Right.
Right before you get home to give it to somebody.
John, motion to return to session.
I'll make that motion.
Hello.
Second. All in favor, aye? Number 16, comment. You're up, Hobby.
Pumpkin Fest was wonderful. Again, I echo your sentiments. Everybody had a lot of fun, but nobody had more fun than this big kid right here. It was fun.
Horn got a workout.
The hard workout.
The horn works on that gator.
Nothing else might work but horn works. I don't have anything to say, Mayor. Nothing, Mayor.
No, sir. Okay. Tina?
No.
Al? Gordon? Again, thanks everyone for the work on Pumpkin Fest. It was really nice this year, as it always is, and the weather was perfect. Motion to adjourn. And a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
We're out. 7:27.